These are things that are actually within your control. You can't control how many sales happened. You can't even control when the person bought from you. Hi, I'm Zach. I've been a software developer for the last 12 years and running a marketing and development agency for the last 7, in which we've been able to generate over $13 million in revenue for our clients. Today, I wanted to talk about something that's really helped me in both my professional and personal life, and that is the difference between leading and lagging indicators. This is actually a concept that I kind of learned from a mix of trading and self-help, dieting. It's something that's kind of talked about from different angles in different spaces, but basically the point is, let's say we have like a chart that has a moving average on it. This is actually a lagging indicator because you are seeing the value based on the values that preceded it. But the problem is that it's kind of hard to be encouraged or motivated by something that has happened maybe 10 days prior. We as humans are more easily motivated immediately by things that just happened, and we kind of connect them together based on when it happened. And that creates like a feedback loop on whether to do something more or do something less. When we're trying to establish a habit, whether it's in business or in our personal life, it's much better to try leading indicators. Like, let's say I'm trying to lose some weight, right? Now, the lagging indicator would be my weight, but the leading indicator might be the calories that I consumed. The lagging indicator, I can't really control that because that's the output, but the leading indicator, I can control that because that's the input. So how could we apply this to business? Because that's the primary focus of this channel. Well, it could be that instead of focusing on how many sales did we make last month, we could instead focus on a more controllable aspect, like how many sales calls did I make? How many follow-ups did I do? How many cold emails did I send out? How many ad creatives did we make? These are things that are actually within your control. You can't control how many sales happened. You can't even control when the person bought from you, even if they were definitely going to buy from you. So instead, we should focus on the thing that we can control, the input, not the output. Now, this has helped me when working with sales staff. It's much more motivating because they can actually set their goals and they don't have to actually think about the output, which is usually the most stressful part, right? As a business owner, maybe we can't directly control employee satisfaction or the contractors that we work with, their satisfaction, but we could control the inputs. How? Maybe we can control the number of one-on-ones that we have, or the types of manuals that we have, the number of them, which processes do they properly document. We need to examine what it is that we can control. Again, that is the key point. Focus on what you can handle. Now, at the end of the day, of course, we do care most about the outputs. Even if we get a sales report at the end of the month that we're not very happy with, it's hard not to be upset by that. But if we just try our best not to think about that and purely focus on the inputs, we're going to end up having a way better output, and we're going to figure out sort of the correlation that if I do this, this is going to happen because this is what kept happening. Just like in the dieting example, we know that on average, if you burn about 3,500 or 3,600 calories, you're probably going to lose 1 pound of fat. Now, you can't start with trying to lose 1 pound of fat. You have to work backwards. You have to focus on the number of calories to get to the result that you want. Now, I feel like this is something that has made it much easier to stick to certain habits in business, like with the ad creative. That's helped me a lot. Making sure to have a regular, sufficient allocation for advertising budget in order to get the number of incoming leads that I want. It's much easier to orchestrate a system that functions properly once you regulate your inputs, and then you just have to deal with the outputs that come and then adjust the next time. I believe that this is something that the majority of people just aren't doing or aren't even thinking about. In nature, we wouldn't have had to really regulate our diet much, but we don't really live in that natural of an environment. And in the same way, business and finances isn't a very natural concept, so we do have to work with them a bit differently than we would normally. And so that's why I feel like you do have to adjust the way that you even think about them to begin with in order to get the output that you want. I find this really valuable. It's helped me a ton. I hope you got something out of this as well, but that's all for today. Thank you.